You're very welcome to for the meeting of Limerick and Westmeath in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. Tom Clancy on commentary duty, and I'm delighted to be joined by Matt O'Callaghan of the Weekly Observer and Vale Star newspapers here in Limerick. And Matt, I suppose it's very strange times across the country, and I suppose it's a very strange time for sport, and it's good that we do have a championship, although it didn't look like that way for long periods this year.
Yeah, certainly, Tom, that would appear to be the case that for so long. And I suppose the only certainty that's there at the moment is the amount of uncertainty that is about the championships. Even coming down in the car, listening to a discussion on the possibility of the championships, being started. As you know, in the other codes in hurling or particularly in football, they're starting with 2 rounds of the football, and it's great that we have inter-county championships. But, there is a certain amount of uncertainty as to how far we'll see them through. Possibly we might get through, but there is a certain amount of uncertainty about it. But it's great that we are here, and it's a historic occasion that we are here today, because it's the first ever senior championship meeting between Limerick and Westmeath, as you know, and it's a first ever time for Westmeath to compete in the senior championship. So, they will obviously be looking to hit the ground running. Limerick will be looking to build on what they achieved last year in breaking through the barrier, which for them was a kind of a holy grail of getting out of the group stages. And it has all the ingredients of a very, very interesting game.
Yeah, you speak of Westmeath there. Westmeath winning the intermediate championship last season, 7 points down in that final against Galway's second team. They came back to win it. The reward then, of course, is senior camogie. There's very few people in Westmeath would have thought it would have taken 56 weeks to get there, or 57 weeks to get there. But they are here. They will be delighted that they've kept the core of that squad, and that they're here, and they're going to be competitive, I'm sure, especially in this game against Limerick.
They are going to be competitive, and they're here on merit, because the Westmeath Odyssey over the last 4 or 5 years has been absolutely very, very impressive. It has been actually phenomenal, if you like. They were crowned junior champions in 2017 when they lost to, or when they defeated Dublin. The following year they got to the Division 2 league final, in which they were beaten by Cork by a point, 8 points to 1-4. And then last year, as you rightly said, they came from 7 points down to defeat what was a very strong Galway side in the intermediate final. And here they are up senior now for the very, very first time. It all spells that there's a certain element of momentum going with Westmeath at the moment. But if you look back on the league form, and normally, when the league runs into the championship, or very nearly runs into the championship, league form can be some sort of a guide. But on this occasion, I think all sorts of guides like that go out the window, because it's 6 months since any of the sides played. It's practically 7 months. Westmeath had 1 game in the league. They lost that at home to Westmeath, or to neighbours Meath in Kilbeggan. And whilst Limerick, as you know, had 3 games in their group, we had this controversial game with Tipperary in the first round, when was it a point, wasn't it a point, was the point awarded, wasn't it awarded. But in the end, anyway, the powers that be decided that it shouldn't have been awarded, and Limerick lost the game by a point. They went on then, had a very, very heavy defeat away to Galway, the All-Ireland champions, in the second round. And certainly the omens coming into the final round against Dublin didn't look very, very good. But Limerick produced a fantastic performance in that last game against Dublin, which, but again, Tom, that is 7 months ago.
Yeah, and at the time of that game, Matt, we were both at it out in LIT, a very tricky day. Like a lot of the league games this season, played under very tricky conditions. Limerick delivered. Now, they didn't obviously know that the league was going to be, I suppose, called to a halt at the time, but they did deliver a performance and a victory, and especially, backs against the wall, having suffered a heavy defeat to Galway the previous round. So good sign for Paul Sexton and his backroom team from that game, and it's probably all we have to go on, really, are those 3 league outings.
That's all we have to go on. That's the point I'm making, because in normal normal circumstances, when your league campaign was over, once the league was over, you were into the provincial championships, and you were guaranteed a good competitive game or two to fill up the time before the championship, which would have been starting way back in July in normal circumstances. So, like, we have very, very little to go on.
Yes, and of course each player from both sides got to play in their club championships, and we'll take you through the teams in just a moment. Limerick are very much changed from their quarter-final game with Tipperary last year. We'll just speak about that briefly, Matt. I mean, I look at the list of names here of players missing for Limerick: Sarah Carey, Karen O'Leary, Roisin Ambrose, Laura Stack, Rebecca DeLee, Katie Hennessy, Lisa Leonard, Deborah Murphy, and last but most certainly not least, Niamh Mulcahy. Those players all played against Tipperary in a narrow enough defeat in the All-Ireland quarter-final last season. For various different reasons, they're unavailable. You know, a lot of them didn't play in the league as well, but some of them did, and it's a setback for Limerick Camogie that level of talent is unavailable to the management team at this particular point.
A huge setback. There isn't a county in Ireland that could, weather that kind of a loss. Like, you had a situation coming in where I think Paul Sexton knew when he was coming in that for the first year and I suppose a decade and a half that we were going to be without the talisman that is Niamh Mulcahy, as she had plans to go abroad for the year, which had to be subsequently shelved due to the outbreak of the pandemic. And then there were doubts as to whether, for family reasons, that Sarah Carey would be committing for this year. But they were two huge losses. But it right from the get-go, Limerick's problems were compounded when Rebecca DeLee suffered that unfortunate cruciating injury against Tipperary, which has sidelined her since. And then for various reasons during the summer, you have 7 or 8 more players who would in normal circumstances be part of this panel. And you mentioned them there, and you mentioned then Karen O'Leary, Laura Stack, Deborah Murphy, Megan O'Mara is another one who suffered a second cruciate. So, and like Katie Hennessy, there's 7 or 8 others. Like, Limerick are starting today. I think by my calculation they're starting with 8 of the team that started against Tipperary in the quarter-final last year, which is a 50% turnover in any calculation, Tom.
Yeah, and of the 20 players they used in that game, I listed 9 there, that 9 unavailable, so they're left with 11 of the 20 that Declan Nash, the course manager at the time, was able to use. So an enormous turnover of players. In fairness, we did see some glimpses from other players through the league, and I'll take you through the teams first now, and then we'll discuss them a little bit more in detail, as referee Justin Heffernan from Wexford is just looking at the clock as well, waiting for the game. So I'll just take you through the home side of the Limerick team, starting with Laura O'Neill in goal. Noreen Lenihan, Muireann Kramer and Marion Quaid make up the full back line. Judith Mulcahy, Sinead McNamara and Niamh Curtin are across the half back line. Mairead Ryan and Dervla Egan line out at midfield. Sophie O'Callaghan, Mary O'Callaghan and Orla Kelleher are the half forward line. Caoimhe Costello, Caoimhe Lyons and Niamh Ryan make up the full forward line. Limerick are joint captained by Muireann Kramer and Adair's Caoimhe Costello. So still plenty of experience, Matt, in that Limerick team, albeit we're short of a couple of key stars that we would have seen in previous years. So, but still plenty of talent sprinkled right throughout the team.
Yeah, sprinkled throughout the team, as you said, and an amount of experience. If you go through every line, there's a certain amount of experience. Like you've Laura O'Neill in goal, you have Muireann Kramer, Marion Quaid in the full back line, you have out in the half back line, you have Judith Mulcahy, all with experience. Mairead Ryan moved into centre field. It's great to see Mary O'Callaghan back, who was in fine form against Bruff. And right inside in the full forward line, you have the experience of the two Caoimhes, joint captain Caoimhe Costello and Caoimhe Lyons from the Mona Lean Club. So there is plenty of experience scattered through the side, and like we saw a few more of them that showed very, very well in a couple of games in the league. Sophie O'Callaghan in particularly in the game against Dublin, and like we've seen a number of these players during their respective club championships, and like you would have to say that Paul Sexton and his management team, who vetted the players very, very closely during that club championship campaign. Like, they have picked the players that we would agree that certainly are in form.
Yeah, we'll just take you through the Westmeath team now. It's Fiona Keating is in goal, Emily McCabe, Maeve Scally and Laura Doherty are the full back line. Amy Cully, Fiona Leahy and Sarah King, the half back line. Muireann Scally, Caoimhe McCrassan are at midfield. Aoife Doherty, Denise McGrath and Sheila McGrath make up the half forward line. Megan Dowdall, Pamela Grayville and Ava Balfe are the inside forward line, and I believe Fiona Keating, the goalkeeper, will captain the side in the absence of All-Ireland winning captain Mairead McCormack. Mairead McCormack is most certainly a loss at half forward for Westmeath, Matt, but they do have 2, 3, 4 forwards, particularly in Pamela Grayville and Megan Dowdall, who will certainly lead the charge for Westmeath.
Certainly it means that the Limerick full back line will definitely have to be on their toes. Like, Pamela Greville got 9 points in the All-Ireland final win over Galway, 3 of which were from play. Megan Dowdall is a very, very experienced player. Mairead McCormack, there's no doubt, is a loss. She got the goal in the All-Ireland final against Galway. But what Westmeath have is they have a team of winners that are used to winning big games at this stage, and they have a lot of these girls have junior and senior medals. Some of these girls, particularly with the Ratarney club, who won a 6th Westmeath title in a row recently. They contested the All-Ireland Junior final with Clonmorris last year and took them to replay. And we all know here in Limerick what Clonmorris are capable of, because they in effect represented Kerry in the All-Ireland Junior A final last year and beat Limerick in that final. So basically, you have a Westmeath team that is a team of winners and know how to win big games.
Yeah, we're fast approaching the 2 p.m. throw-in here in Bruff as the final words, I suppose, exchanged in both huddles. The Westmeath side on the far side of the pitch and the Limerick side just to our right hand side here, and I think the players themselves are giving the final words of encouragement to their troops. Matt, we look at the Limerick bench, there's a number of new faces on it, and of course it's great to see new blood at inter-county level, but there's not an awful lot of experience at this level. So Paul Sexton, he'll have to be mindful of who he's putting in there when and if required. Yeah,
that is true. Like, we have as many as 7 on the bench, and I think is it 9 that are named. We have 7 on the bench that would certainly be debutants today should they be asked to come off the bench, which is an awful lot. Now we have the very experienced Karen Monan there. Like, Karen won her 5th county senior medal when Killeedy won the senior championship a couple of weeks ago. She has a bit of experience. Eva Butler has played a couple of games in the league, but apart from that, it's an inexperienced. Lorraine McCarthy has a considerable bit of experience and was in fantastic form in the intermediate final when Bruff defeated Cappamore, and she was captain on that occasion. But she really led from the front. So yeah, you're right, Tom. There is an awful lot of inexperience in there. Notable just to note that Katie Finn is among the substitutes, and of course she's the twin sister of 2 times all-star Sean Finn, who plays with the Limerick senior hurling team.
Yes, brilliant to note, and she's one of 8 Bruff Camogie players on this Limerick panel, as the referee Justin Heffernan prepares the Limerick and Westmeath about to get underway in the 2020 Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championships. We are underway here as the ball is thrown in, and Limerick straight away into the possession, and Derval Eaglin puts it inside for her full forward. That's Caoimhe Lyons, and Lyons in a tussle there as the Westmeath full back comes away with it, and the ball hand passed out, and it's interesting to see who will take the early impetus in this game. Limerick back in possession with Mairead Ryan, and Ryan looks for her midfield partner Derval Eaglin, but it's turned over, and that comes to Muireann Scally, and Scally puts it inside to the formidable force that's Ava Balfe, and Balfe puts it back into her hand. Balfe, can she get a shot off? She lays it off, looking for Pamela Grayville, I think it is, and Limerick regain possession. Good work there by Mairead Ryan, and Ryan looks for the short pass, but instead Westmeath putting plenty of pressure on. Just early few moments here, and ball breaking here now, Niamh Curtin, but comes away to her opposite number. Good hook there by Judith Mulcahy as Niamh Curtin clears her lines. Niamh Curtin goes long looking for Mary O'Callaghan, but instead it finds her opposite number, that's Fiona Leahy, and Leahy finds a teammate and the ball is cleared down long. Advantage given to Westmeath for a high chop, and the referee Niamh Curtin the guilty party there. And I suppose just the opening few seconds match, just both sides looking to settle down, and an early opportunity for Westmeath to have a strike at goal.
Yeah, and I think it's a safe bet. I think that probably I was going to say that Pamela Neville would fancy her chances with this one. She does fancy her chances.
Yeah, Pamela Gravel indeed, 9 points as you said, 6 from place balls in last year's All-Ireland final. Although shout from management, it's in fact the goalkeeper and captain Fiona Keating who's going to make her way out and strike this ball. I'm sure a good long striker like most goalkeepers are. She'll be entitled to another couple of metres with the ball, but she's yet to take them.
I'm a believer anyway, Tom, that in these circumstances, if you have a dangerous forward, leave her inside in these situations if it's unlikely to make the target. She has taken a shot, and that's
an enormous strike of the ball, and the very first score of the day, and the very first score for Westmeath in senior camogie is from their captain on the day. That's Fiona Keating, a formidable strike of the ball. And Matt, you might note that the linesman here wasn't telling her she was entitled to another 2 metres. She didn't need him at all. That was a fantastic strike of the ball.
Actually, she could have taken it back 10 metres further and still found the target. Like, it was a mighty strike of a ball, and it looks as if we didn't allude to it earlier on, but it would look, if whatever wind there is, that it's sort of favouring Westmeath. It's certainly blowing from left to right as we look out from the stand here in Bruff.
Yes, and Niamh Curtin on the ball for Limerick, and Curtin looks for her forward in the pink helmet. That is Orla Kelleher, but Kelleher unable to gather it, and Niamh Curtin back, and this time Kelleher does gather it. Good play by Kelleher. Leaves the hand pass off towards Niamh Ryan, and Ryan is unable to gather possession. It's plenty of ferocious tackling from both sides in the early periods as Muireann Scally gets hold of possession, looks long towards her forward line, and again tight marking there from that is Judith Mulcahy, younger sister of course to Niamh, and the ball finds its way to the inside forward line, and a yellow helmet of that's the corner forward, and the ball is over the bar, and I believe that was it Ava Balfe?
No, it's actually Megan Dowdall.
Yes, the two corner forwards have swapped across, and yes, the yellow helmet of Megan Dowdall. A well executed score there from Dowdall, and Westmeath doubled their advantage inside 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes on the clock here in Bruff, and 2 points to no score, the visitors lead. Limerick looking to launch their first real notable attack, and ball played towards Cueva lines. Again, another 50-50, and all the 50-50s going the way of Westmeath, it seems so far, as they come away through Muireann Scally, and Scally goes long looking for Megan Dowdall again. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of that yellow helmet this afternoon. Another ruck develops, but good work there by Judith Mulcahy. Mulcahy, very experienced defender is Mulcahy, and she wins herself a free. Limerick just need to settle down here a bit, Matt. Westmeath getting the better in the early exchanges.
Yeah, I think Westmeath will be very, very happy with their start here as their first championship game ever. They're away from home and made a long journey down this morning, and here they're 2 points up. All right, they may have whatever advantage there is from the breeze, but like it is the start that they would have dreamt about.
Yes, and Limerick back in possession as the ball finds its way to Sinead McNamara. And it's played inside. That was towards Cueva lines, but again a maroon shirt is on top of it. Limerick, the advantage has been played, and the free has been won, and Limerick are going to get their first real shot at goals here, Matt, and it looks I'm going to be jump to the assumption that it's going to be Cueva Costello, who has been free taker in the league. She's going to assume these duties once again.
Yeah, I presume it is Cueva, and tis Cueva standing over it. I just thought for a minute maybe it might be Niamh Ryan, who had a fine game in the scoring 1-9 out of 110 in the county final, and 6 points from frees. So it's Cueva is taking this one. And
Limerick are on the board.
No doubt about that. Yeah, like Cueva was in very, very good form from the frees in the game against Dublin, and scored some very, very difficult ones. But Cueva will be delighted to get off to find the target with her first strike on goal.
Yeah, just over 5 minutes gone, and Limerick are on the board, 2 points to 1 now, and a well executed free from Cueva Costello from there, as Westmeath look to go back in search of that next score. Again, another ruck ensuing, and Niamh Curtin kicks it away. Again, it finds its way across to Laura Doherty. Doherty elects not to rise it and just pulls on the ball. Finds her teammate at midfield, that is Cueva McCrossan, and McCrossan looks inside to Pamela Gravel. Gravel is of course a player who's played all the way up the ranks, Junior B, junior, intermediate and now senior, and Greyville is judged to have been fouled by, I believe, is Miriam Kramer, and Greyville will get her first chance to have a shot at the sticks.
Probably not an ideal one for your first strike. It's an awkward angle, but somebody of the calibre of a Pamela Greyville, I think she will. Yeah, no doubt whatsoever.
Yes, the ball drops onto the roof of the net, and Pamela Greyville has her account opened, and it's now 3-1 in favour of the women in maroon. That's Westmeath, and Laura O'Neill looking up the field, looking for options, and O'Neill just goes long straight up the middle, and almost finds Caoimhe Costello, but again a Westmeath shirt in possession, and the ball goes all the way inside now. That's Ava Balfe. Balfe picks it first time, and Balfe has a shot at the sticks. Ava Balfe, that's a brilliant score from Balfe, right out in the corner, Matt, and you won't see too many better scores today than that. She just rose it first time and without hesitation just split the sticks.
Yeah, split the sticks. Just looked up and found herself in space and split the sticks, as you said, Tom. A very, very good point. A very, very inspirational type point for Westmeath at this stage. 4-1.
Yeah, very assured start by the intermediate champions of 2019. They're settling well into senior Camogie, it seems, at this juncture, and the ball finds its way into Greyville, but she loses her hurley. Good play there by Muireann Kramer, and Kramer, plenty of experience at this level with Limerick, finds the midfielder Dervla Egan, and the Corcora club woman is just unable to keep it in play, just overhits her pass towards Niamh Ryan, and Limerick, that point I thought might settle the map, but it hasn't done so. Westmeath really taking this game by the scruff of the neck so far. Absolutely,
they have responded, and like the momentum has been with Westmeath right from the throw in, and Limerick just have to try and settle down and get to grips with things. Now we have Niamh Curtin launching an attack, hopefully for Limerick, but
Niamh Curtin is well hooked there by her opposite number, that is. And it finds its way back down the field to Sinead McNamara. Another ruck, and McNamara, well, she wasn't adjudged to have been fouled, and the ball finds its way back to Noreen Lenihan, and Lenihan clears her lines. But again, it looks like it's going to be a maroon shirt out in front, and indeed it is. And another quick hand pass. Limerick just forwards, unable to get on top thus far, and it's inside to Megan Dowdall. And Dowdall, well, there's again another clash of the ash, but the ball finds its way through. And can a defender get a hold of it, or who will grab it? Again, it's Megan Dowdall, that familiar yellow helmet, gets another shot at the sticks. Megan Dowdall, and one nod from one umpire to the other, and that's 5 shots from Westmeath, Matt, and that's 5 points. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, 5 points to 1. The scoreboard doesn't lie. It's reflecting exactly what is happening on the pitch. Like Westmeath are completely on top here in defence. Limerick are failing to make any measurable progress here in the Westmeath half. Worrying times, even though we've about 10 minutes for Paul Sexton and his backroom team.
Yeah, we're just into the 10th minute now, 9 minutes and about 15 seconds on the clock, and again Westmeath first more or less every ball, especially every Limerick puck out, and there's a danger here, and it's well intercepted by Curtin, and she clears her lines. Again, it's going to be a 50-50 at best for Limerick, and again another maroon shirt, Laura Doherty, although she is blocked, and it finds its way to Mairead Ryan, and Ryan clears her lines. And again, there seems to be an extra Westmeath player on every line of the field so far. That's the way it looks. Of course it isn't, but it just seems the way it looks. And good play from Westmeath, switching it across the field here, and Sheila McGrath lets it inside to Greyville. Greyville looking to link up with another forward, but a wayward pass there from Greyville. Very unlike what Westmeath have done so far. Again, another block there, and the Limerick passing game hasn't been able to get going, Matt, because of the pressure that Westmeath are putting on them.
No, they're not able to complete their passes, and like Limerick are being forced into unforced errors. They're finding it very, very difficult to get up to the pace of the game. The water break, dare I say, it can't come quick enough for Limerick.
Yes, and water break should be in about 5-6 minutes time, but the ball finds its way inside. There's a dangerous chance here. Laura O'Neill comes out, and somehow Laura O'Neill picks the pocket of the Westmeath forward, and well, good play by Laura O'Neill. She read that very well, and she finds Caoimhe Costello. Costello gets advantage there, well played from Caoimhe Costello. And Costello doesn't get any advantage out of that, says the referee Justin Heffernan, and she's going to have to bring it back for a free. But Matt, very good play from Laura O'Neill. She read the danger, she came out and more or less picked the pocket of the Westmeath number 12, Sheila McGrath.
Yeah, but that's more like it. And it was her use of the ball then that found Caoimhe Costello. Now, Caoimhe was making great progress down the line when she was fouled, and she's now taken the free. From here, short. It looks on target.
Great save by the goalkeeper, trickled all the way through, and a good save by Fiona Keating. Judged the bounce well and just pushed it away to the side. Plenty of danger in around the Westmeath square. That's the first time the ball has gone in there. Well dealt with by Fiona Keating, but the net result is a free into Limerick, and I think Caoimhe Costello is going to make her way in. It was a well executed, well struck free, in fairness, Matt, against the strong breeze that Limerick are playing against.
Yeah, it was an excellently struck free by Caoimhe, and like any doubts we had as to who might be taking the frees, like she laid any doubts that we had there. Like, but as we did say against Dublin, like when she had the free taking duties, she was in absolutely excellent form. So like she was very, very unlucky there, but Fiona Keating had to be smart on that occasion to keep out Limerick.
Yes, and the free then won by Limerick's full forward Caoimhe Lyons, and it's her namesake Caoimhe Costello again in the familiar white helmet, standing over it, looking to double her account, and indeed she does, and she doubles Limerick's account. A badly needed score for Limerick as we bring up 12 minutes of this game at 5 points to 2. Limerick won't be happy with how they've started, but they're still in touch in this game.
They're still in touch, and like that little cameo that we have seen there now is what we want to see much more of as the game progresses now. Sinead McNamara locked that down and found Deborah Egan, and Deborah Egan lays it off to Caoimhe Costello, who now looks to have moved out from corner forward, playing around the middle, and I think that would be very important, especially if while Limerick are playing into the elements.
Yes, and Westmeath, well, they're making full use of the elements so far as the ball looks to find its way to Pamela Grayville. Tussling there with Muireann Kramer, and it looks to be Kramer to come out on top, but again it's a 50-50 ball as Noreen Lenihan, again a Westmeath hand on the ball, and the Cappamore woman Kramer, well done by Muireann Kramer there. She gathers possession and clears her lines, and it finds its way to Mary O'Callaghan, local here in Bruff, and O'Callaghan looks inside, finds the full forward, that is Caoimhe Lyons, but again good full back play, and Westmeath, well, they're on top in a lot of sectors, Matt, and another good bit of defending there from a Westmeath shirt. Yeah,
good defending, but at least the ball is not coming out as easy as it was early on, in that Limerick are putting a bit of pressure now on the Westmeath backs. I think Limerick are getting a bit more into the game, and it's a bit more encouraging at this stage.
And referee Justin Heffernan sees the foul there, and Limerick can clear their lines. 13, nearly 14 minutes now on the clock, and Limerick just trailing by 3 points after, I suppose, a slow enough start. It must be said that Westmeath hadn't played a league game since early February, 8 months without a competitive game, but they've taken to this game very, very brightly in the opening quarter. And again, their full back line showing plenty of experience and plenty of, as I say that, they cough up possession. And Orla Kelleher with the ball, and Kelleher, again, a Westmeath interception is made. And the referee decides there was nothing doing there.
No.
Another 50-50 in Limerick. This time they come out on top of it, and it's Sophie O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
And good play by Sophie O'Callaghan. She wins a free, but it's probably just a little bit too far out given the weather, given the wind, Matt, that this could be put over the bar by Caoimhe Costello.
It's a tricky win, but whatever it is doing, it looks to be favouring Westmeath. But she was so close a few minutes ago, Tom, that I think she might fancy herself with this one.
Yes, maybe the one a few minutes ago just got her range, and indeed there's going to be plenty on this. But it is the first wide of the game, I believe. Yeah, first wide for Limerick anyway. 15 minutes on the clock now, and plenty of legs on that, but unfortunately the accuracy not there, slightly to the left. And a quick enough puck out finds Sarah King, and King goes long, looking towards Pamela Grayville, and it's the Limerick cornerback, that is Marion Quaid, who is able to deal with it, and it's Judith Mulcahy with the red sleeves, with Mulcahy again in another 50-50 tussle. And of course a couple of rule changes, and we're now shouldering in the inter-county game, and we saw a fine example of that there as the ball is switched across here. And good, Niamh Curtin tries to block her opponent, Sheila McGrath, and she does indeed, stops the shot at goal. And again the Limerick full back line on top. Muireann Kramer wins the free, and Limerick can clear their lines.
Good play by Muireann Kramer there, and Muireann had a great game. I think we have the water break. Muireann had a great, who was joint captain with Caoimhe Costello, had a very fine game, you will recall, against Dublin. more at centre back, and that was a good piece of play by Murren Kramer. Overall, Limerick are gradually clawing their way back into the game. They're getting a bit of momentum into their play. Caoimhe Costello coming out around the middle has added a bit of energy around there, which was very, very important. At this point, I would like to see Niamh Ryan we have to get Niamh Ryan on the ball, because the form that she showed, like, she's in smashing form both in hurling or in camogie and in football this year. Like, and her performance in the county final against Camogie was just simply phenomenal. 19 out of 110, and like she got 4 points from play like that were absolutely incredible. So like, we need to get her on the ball, which we haven't done so far. Now she's inside corner forward. I think I would be bringing her out. I saw her rambling out a couple of times, but I think she needs to be coming out and getting on the ball. Just what we have seen, the effect of getting Caoimhe Costello on the ball. Like, Caoimhe, once she has come out, she has rallied the troops around the middle there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she's doing in the huddle now. As Johnny Greville of Westmeath lets his side go, Johnny Greville and his management team, Matt, are going to be absolutely delighted with that opening quarter. They more or less had five shots a goal, and the first 5 of them went over the bar. Lovely little way to settle into senior camogie.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely delighted. And of course, Johnny Greville and Pamela Greville are a brother and sister, and the son and daughter of former Westmeath footballer Sean Greville. Like, Greville is a very, very well known name, an iconic name, if you like, in Westmeath GA circles. Niamh Ryan, I see, is gone in again into corner forward now. Caoimhe Costello is certainly out around the middle.
Yes, she is indeed, and Limerick are going to resume the game here through Laura O'Neill, the Napier goalkeeper, and O'Neill, with that free, clears her lines, looks towards her captain, and you have Curtin with the maroon helmet taking on the maroon shirts, and Curtin, the Ballybrown club woman, and she's dispossessed there. Very well done by the Westmeath defender, and the ball is on the attack again for Westmeath, and it's into the hands of Aoife Doherty. Doherty looks towards Megan Dowdall, and Dowdall in a tussle with the Limerick full back, and again another ruck. It's about winning these rucks really that can make the difference in this game, and Limerick starting to get on top in a lot of those, but Westmeath won't give this one up easy, and the referee gives a free, and a judge that the Limerick player just more or less sat down on top of the ball there, and Pamela Greville, well, she knocked one over from a not too dissimilar angle, Matt, on the other wing about maybe 10 minutes or so ago. She'll fancy her chances on this one.
Yeah, she'll really fancy her chances on this one. It's similar to what she had over on the left just before the water break. You'd nearly back your house on this one, Tom, without wanting to put the commentator's curse on her.
And you haven't, Matt, thankfully, and she splits the stick straight over the red spot here in rough, and it's a 6th point, and the first point in a number of minutes now for Westmeath, and the first point since the water break, as Limerick are going to get it back underway through Laura O'Neill, and a good long puck out from O'Neill. But again, there's 3 maroon shirts under the breaking ball. One of those is midfielder Marion Scally, and Scally looks for her forwards, and again another tussle, but this time it's a green shirt coming out with it, and that is Marion Quaid, and Quaid looks long, and again it's a bit of a free player there, and Fiona Leahy. And Leahy, unfortunately for her, spills the ball out over the line. And I suppose one negative, Matt, from bringing a player like Caoimhe Costello out is that there's going to be an extra defender from Westmeath's point of view. And I think on that particular occasion, Fiona Leahy found herself free and was able to intercept the ball. Yeah,
that is one of the downsides of it. If the defender doesn't follow out, and they don't seem to follow, that's a fine cut across goal by Caoimhe Costello, and
yes,
Niamh Ryan is on the ball now at the moment.
But
again, the Westmeath defence on top there. Oh, that's good interception by Deborah Egan. And
that's good play by Deborah Egan, and a high challenge there comes in from Marion Scally, and in around the neck, and no doubt about it that Justin Heffernan had to blow for a free.
I think that was a very easy decision for Justin Heffernan. It was a free all day. Now it is a tricky angle for Caoimhe Costello, but we have seen her scoring, Tom. We have seen her scoring from these difficult angles, and it would be an important score for Limerick to respond to that Westmeath score by Pamela Greville.
Yes, and Costello lifting and striking off her favoured left side, and it's going to go very high, but it's also going to the right and wide. Second wide now for Limerick, but Matt, they're creating the opportunities by winning those frees. That's plenty to be encouragement for Paul Sexton. They just need to start taking a couple more scores.
Yeah, there's a huge delivery there for Westmeath, right down into the danger area. Yeah, and we have Megan Dowdall again on the ball down there.
Yes, and Dowdall loses her footing and Limerick come away with it. But again, Dowdall finds herself in possession. Just great work from Dowdall. She just slips through a couple of challenges and Dowdall off her left. That's a beautiful score. And suddenly, Matt, 2 points in a row now from Westmeath, and that gap is back to 7 points.
It's back
5
to
points. 5 points.
Yeah, 7 points to 2, and Limerick have yet to register a score from play, which is alarming. But Megan Dowdall is causing an awful lot of problems down there because she is that her third point. It's certainly second now, definitely her second.
And thrown up and caught there by a Westmeath defender, and if Limerick needed an opportunity to get a point on the board, I don't think they're going to get many more favourable than this. It's straight in front of the sticks. It is maybe 35-40 metres out, but it's one that Caoimhe Costello will trot up to with expectations of adding her third free of the game.
Yeah, you'd bank on her on this one, that she will put it over. Like the last two have probably been very, very difficult, but this is considerably easier. It's a straight shot, straight in front of the goal. But
fortunately, Matt, just skewing that one slightly to the left and wide, and maybe, Matt, we're underestimating. We're in the luxury of covered stand here. We're probably underestimating maybe the strength and the difficulty of that breeze.
Yeah, we're probably underestimating the tricks that it's playing out there, because it likes, sometimes you think it's swirling right down into the corner here on our right, and it looks sometimes to be crossfield. More times it looks to be blown straight down the field. You just don't know. Yeah. When certainly out pitch side before the game, it looked as if it was blowing definitely more from left to right, and that still seems to be the case. But Westmeath don't seem to have the same problem in dealing with it. Referee not happy with where Pamela Greville was taking the free.
Yeah,
he's made a considerable difference, because he has put it out 6-7 metres wide on Tom, I think.
Yeah, just a metre or so in from this near touchline, and well won there by Megan Dowdall, and those metres appear to have made the difference, because the ball has found its way to the right and wide. Yeah. And you'd have fancied her if she had it from where she originally placed the map, but it wasn't to be from a Westmeath point of view.
Yeah, but what you probably say to Pamela, good try.
Yes, good try. And again, you mentioned a minute ago, Matt, about easy decisions, and probably an easy one there. Sophie O'Callaghan guilty of a more or less blatant push in the back on Amy
and Fiona Keating is coming up to try and repeat her heroics of the first shot at goal and the first score of the game.
Yeah,
like, were she to convert it, and there isn't any doubt she's going to have the distance. Like, it's going to be a 2-goal gap all of a sudden. The margin is growing alarmingly from a Limerick point of view.
Yeah, and a little bit closer to goal than the last one, and she gives it plenty of height and plenty of distance. Going to go in around the square, drop short, and it finds its way. And it's into the back of the net, and it is, I'm not sure exactly who, but the ball has found its way into the back of the net, and it's actually their centre forward, Denise McGrath, who appears to have been swapped out to the corner forward position. Matt, she mopped up the loose ball there brilliantly, and nothing Laura O'Neill could do. Just a lovely shot into the ground and into the back of the net.
Absolutely, and the execution was absolutely perfect. And what have we now? We have 5-6 minutes.
25 minutes almost on the clock now, and that's you were going to say if a ball went over the bar, it was a considerable lead, and most certainly is a considerable lead now. 1 goal and 7 to 2 points in favour of Westmeath, and they're looking for more here. Good defensive work there by Maureen Kramer, but a great block there now, and another chance. Good defensive work by Limerick. They're just going to need plenty more of that in the next 35 minutes or so of Camogie. And Westmeath not happy with that 8-point lead. They're looking to extend it. It's Judith Mulcahy though. She brings the ball away for Limerick. Mulcahy slips, but gets back to her feet and delivers the ball towards the corner forward. That is Orla Kelleher. And the pink helmet striding towards goal. Is there a runner? Well, the referee didn't. He was happy enough with that shoulder. Another use of the new rules, and the ball finds its way now to Caoimhe Lyons, and Lyons dishes it out. Limerick are going to get their first point from play, and well executed score there, Matt.
Mary O'Callaghan that got it.
Mary O'Callaghan, the centre forward there. Just good run there by Mary O'Callaghan off the shoulder of Cueva Lyons, and a lovely pass and a lovely execution. And Limerick desperately needed that one, and back to 7 points, Matt. But they're going to need plenty more of that. They're
going to need absolutely plenty more of it, of course, on a pitch and a goal that Mary O'Callaghan knows very well. She's on her home patch here, but that point was well taken. But good work by Orla Kelleher, who seemed to lose at first, but retrieved the situation.
She was met by a thunderous shoulder on the way out, and again Limerick with the runners. It's Cueva Costello. Again, it's Costello, and now Limerick are humming a bit better, and Cueva Costello gets Limerick's second point from play and her third point in total, and indeed a fourth for Limerick. And again, we must commend the work there of Cueva Lyons. She wasn't selfish. She didn't look to go for the heroic score. She just laid it off to the runner, and that was Cueva Costello, and a well taken point from Costello.
Yeah. If Paul Sexton was looking for a perfect response to the concession of a goal, this is it. First couple of scores immediately from play. Very, very important. Here we have Mary O'Callaghan again.
Limerick looking for another one, and Mary O'Callaghan rides a couple of challenges. It's hooked very well there by a Westmeath defender, and Westmeath are able to clear their lines as the ball goes all the way inside to Megan Dowdall. And Dowdall, again, she's been picked up now by Murray and Kramer has the measure of her on this occasion. Limerick find their way forward again. Niamh Ryan gets the ball to hand. She finds herself on the turf, loses the hurley, but advantage has been played. Advantage is not forthcoming. Good work there by Niamh Ryan in winning a free match.
Yeah, I did say it at the water break that I would want to see more and more getting Niamh Ryan on the ball, because she has quite a bit to offer.
Yes, and as we've seen already, the wind playing havoc with freeze, and Cueva Costello stepping over her latest effort. And she has mastered the wind, it seems, certainly for on this occasion. That's a very well taken free, and Limerick up to 5 points now, Matt. And you did say a minute ago they've answered the goal well. They've more or less cancelled it out now with 3 in a row, 2 from Cueva Costello and that earlier effort from Mary O'Callaghan. So good work by Limerick. It's double scores now, 5 points to 1-7.
Yeah, but apart from just cancelling out the goal, Tom, there's the confidence. There's the confidence element to it. Limerick are on top. Here we have Niamh Ryan now coming through. She loses it. She's blocked down, but it's cleared by Pamela Greville, who's gone all the way back into her own half-back line. You just wonder at Westmeath setting back a little, that to take the lead to half-time with him. But in the meantime, over on the far side of the field, it was Mairead Ryan, and again it's Pamela Greville right back in her own half-back line.
Yes, and I believe she's one of the elder players of the team, but no shortage of mileage in those legs, no shortage of running, and she helps set up this latest attack. And there's a clash of hurleys there, but the referee's happy enough with it, and the ball goes inside to Megan Dowdall. And Dowdall has been well marshalled by Miriam Kramer. That switch has certainly suited Limerick, it seems, in the last few minutes, as the battle of those yellow helmets. And it's Judith Mulcahy, and the Ahan club woman is soloing up the middle, and again great defensive work there, just nicking the ball off her hurley, and Westmeath can come away with it, but the pass is overcooked, finds its way towards Aoife Doherty, and Doherty isn't able to grab it. It finds a Limerick shirt, and Limerick with the runner off the shoulder, looks something they've worked on, and Orla Kelleher just misses it, and Emily McCabe is able to come away with it. McCabe well backed down by Kelleher. And again, the second time of asking, the ball is knocked out of play. If a forward, Matt, doesn't gain a hold of possession, that's what you want him to do. You want him to just don't give it up easy at all, and that's exactly what Orla Kelleher did.
This is all typical Orla Kelleher. She has a work rate that's phenomenal. It's something that I noted when she was playing with the juniors last year. She puts in a phenomenal effort, and we've seen it right through this game, Tom. Because we saw it when she won the ball over there on the far side earlier on, which led to a point. Lost the ball, got back, retrieved it. That was great play by Orla Kelleher. Once you can pen Westmeath back here, there is no danger to the Limerick goal here on our right.
Yeah, and Orla Kelleher is adjudged to have fouled a defender on the way out that time. Just a little bit over-eager. She broke her hurley in the process, and another one is brought towards her, but a bit better from Limerick, it must be said, since the goal. Okay.
Yeah, but Paul Sexton will be delighted with the response. 3 points in a row. It's a 5-point margin. It is certainly far more manageable now. What is crucially important at this stage, from a Limerick point of view, Tom, is that they don't concede again before half time.
Yeah, we're in first half stoppage time, nearly a minute of it gone. We have a little bit extra due to the water break. Thankfully no injuries as such to report in the first 30 minutes or so, and the ball finds its way to that pink helmet, and Orla Kelleher gets out of a few challenges. Unlucky from Kelleher to not find a green shirt, and Laura Doherty clears her lines for Westmeath. The ball goes diagonally across the field, and that's her opposite number. That's the Limerick number 4. That is Marion Quaid. Quaid again, Limerick with the sharp passing, and when it's working very well. But this is towards Cueva Costello. Looks second favourite there, but plenty of power in those legs, and Costello looks up, doesn't go for her own score, switches it across. It just misses Cueva lines, and the fullback, that is Maeve Scally, is able to come away with it. But Limerick, another green shirt and pull back there. And tremendous work, it must be said, by the Limerick forwards. In the early exchanges, Matt, the ball was coming out far too easy, but that has changed, I think, in the last maybe 5, 7, 8 minutes.
More or less has changed since the goal, certainly, Tom. It changed slightly since the water break. But like that was excellent play and excellent leadership by Cueva Costello. She looked up, saw that the angle was tight, spotted Cueva lines on the far side on her own, and unfortunately for Cueva lines, she wasn't able to make it her own at the first attempt, and the Westmeath have sort of cleared it, but now we have a free in which Cueva Costello could possibly narrow the gap to 4 points.
Yes, and Costello striking off her left, and she has indeed narrowed it to 4 points. Limerick now with 6 points, and that's 4 in a row, Matt, since the goal. A brilliant response from Paul Sexton's side, and I suppose they're just gonna put a bit of doubt in that Westmeath mind. Their first game up senior, they've had a fantastic start, but they've just gone a little bit off the boil in the last few minutes.
They certainly have, and it's a bit of Westmeath going off the boil and Limerick growing into the game. Like Limerick have improved certainly down here defensively, but the key thing is that when they get into the Westmeath half, the ball was coming out in the first 15 minutes, Tom. It was coming out all too easily.
Yes, and Westmeath, another hook there, and Limerick are fine possession through Mary O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan doesn't really take much of a look, but the extra player back there is of benefit to Westmeath as they clear their lines. But Judith Mulcahy surveying her options, and Mulcahy with a lovely diagonal ball towards Cueva Lines, who Cueva Lines has been fantastic so far. She's at her latest run here. Her work in the last 10 minutes is particular, Matt, has deserved a score of her own, and unfortunately just wayward with that across the face of goal. But again, brilliant work, and Judith Mulcahy picking out a tremendous pass. Absolutely.
Judith Mulcahy looked up to see what was on, spotted the run of Cueva Lines. Cueva Lines on this occasion made sure she made it her own, and she was very, very unfortunate. It must have been very, very close. It would have been an inspirational score going in at half time.
Yes, and we must be in the last few seconds. We're 4 minutes over, and the ball finds its way to Westmeath's number 12. That is Sheila McGrath, and her shot goes short and finds its 12 to Laura O'Neill, and O'Neill clears her lines. Kept in play briefly by Orla Kelleher, and Westmeath can probably I'm assuming the last attack of the half. We're 4 minutes and 20 seconds over the allotted 30.
And it's Myrne Scally that's coming over here.
Yeah, she's come across.
Sorry, it is not. It's Cueva McCrossan, actually.
Her midfield partner, that's it. Yeah. And this one not as good as her previous efforts. And again, the break. Niamh Curtin is fouled as she tries to rise it to a chop on her hurley. And Matt, another score for Limerick would be a massive boost going into. Could be a massive boost,
and this is an opportunity to launch one last attack. And I think you're right, Tom. We're into the dying embers of this first half, and if Niamh Curtin can deliver this one long, something may accrue from it.
Yes, Niamh Curtin, of one of 5 Ballybrown club players on this panel, the only one to start, and the ball finds its way out over the sideline, and that's the last action of this opening half. And Matt, Very, very intriguing first half. Westmeath fastest from the blocks. When they got that goal, you would have worried for Limerick, but Limerick have definitely steadied the ship and they've cut the gap considerably since.
They have certainly, and it's far more encouraging from a Limerick point of view. You would have to say at the first water break, and certainly after the Westmeath goal, things did not look good for Limerick, but I think Paul Sexton and his management team will be absolutely delighted with the way Limerick have responded. Like they were 1-7 to 2 points down, and they've rattled off the last 4 points without reply. It has put a huge dent in that lead, Tom. It has actually halved it, and suddenly what was seeming a long road back seems considerably shorter now. When we take the break, we will just try and determine exactly what the impact of the breeze is, because it's very, very hard to judge it from here, and of course it's changing all the time. But it definitely, whatever side it'll be favouring Limerick in the second half. Tom, it's all to play for in the second half.
It absolutely is. And Matt, we must comment on Westmeath. I mean, albeit it's strange circumstances that there's no one here, but it is a senior Camogie game for the first time in their history, and they've taken to it really, really well. I mean, getting I think they got, was it 5 of the first 6 points of the game? Really, really settled well. You know, it hasn't phased them that they're up senior. They, you know, a long time in waiting for this to come, and they've taken some expert scores from play from both wings and even down the middle, and their goalkeeper involved too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a saying that they like ducks take the water. Like Westmeath have taken to senior Camogie like ducks take the water. John Greville will be very, very pleased with Westmeath's first half performance. Now they have a 4-point lead, and only time will tell whether it's enough or not. But as we did say at the outset, this was a team coming into this game with a winning mentality, with a winning momentum behind them, and like they hit the ground running. And I suppose, if anything, it gives you a sense of how you can, and to what extent that you can disregard league form, because were we to take Westmeath's league form, home defeat to Meath in Division 2 in Kilbeggan, it didn't augur well. But league is league, championship is championship, and this unusual year that we have had, and as you rightly referenced in commentary, they've had 8 months without a competitive game. But certainly you could have fooled me in the first 15 minutes that Westmeath didn't have a competitive game, which of course is a fact for 8 months. Like, because they played some excellent camogie in the first quarter of an hour anyway, right up to the water break. Didn't allow Limerick to settle, posed all sorts of problems for Limerick. Got some great scores, as you also referenced, and I think they will be very, very pleased with what with their first half of senior camogie championship.
Yeah, and all it is just 30 minutes of it. They have to back it up, I suppose, now for the next 30 minutes. But some great scores there. Megan Dowdall, Pamela Gravel heavily involved, and Fiona Keating, the goalkeeper, setting them on their way, and she was obviously heavily involved with the goal. So very, very interesting opening 30 minutes. We've a very, very interesting second 30 minutes in prospect. It'll be interesting to see what changes, if any, either management team make at a Westmeath substitute on the far touchline going through. Bit of a warm up, and Paul Sexton is now addressing his charges ahead of the second half. Matt, we spoke about Limerick's bench, but yeah, Welcome back to Bruff for the second half of Limerick and Westmeath in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. A couple of seconds away from the resumption. Westmeath with the 4-point advantage at the break, 1-7-6. But in fairness to Limerick, the last 4 scores cutting that deficit, which was ominous enough at 1-7 for 2 points, back to just 4 points. We're underway. And again, it's Westmeath straight in under, and the first free, the second half goes to Westmeath. Matt, a very interesting second half in prospect here.
Very, very interesting, and I've noticed that Niamh Ryan is starting the second half at midfield, which is a change. I'm just looking around to see if there's any subs. I just can't quite see if there's any subs from either side at this point, but
no subs for Limerick. I've been Paul Sexton turns on and swings his head at me to say that. I think Westmeath have been happy enough as well, and I'd be surprised if there's any changes positional perhaps, but Judith Mulcahy gets in on possession here for Limerick, and the ball spills its way out over the sideline, and the linesman there, Cathal McAllister, deems that Niamh Curtin knocked that out over the line and not in fact Aoife Doherty. So chance for Westmeath to try and extend their 4-point advantage, try and cut this one in and make something happen.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to launch an early attack, which they do. But it's Sinead McNamara there coming away with the ball.
Yeah, Sinead McNamara digs it out, and again, just very scrappy around that middle third, as we saw, especially early in the first half. Westmeath though recycle possession, and a diagonal ball here in towards Pamela Grayville. Marion Quaid out in front, ahead of Grayville. But Grayville uses her strength and experience there to get a hold of possession, and it finds its way back to Grayville.
Oh.
And intercepted well by, was in fact Niamh Ryan there on that occasion, and Limerick can launch their first attack of the second half. Poor touch there, but Caoimhe Costello in the mix for Limerick. Costello kicks it. They play a bit of football, of course, with it there in recent weeks. And Limerick not giving this ball up easy, but it is Westmeath who cleared their lines. And Niamh Ryan, as Matt's rightly pointed out, is gone back to midfield and straight away in on the action, but unable to find her teammate as Caoimhe McCrossan. And again, these 50-50s just so important to be won, and Caoimhe McCrossan eventually gets a hold of that as the ball goes low inside towards the goal scorer, that is Denise McGrath. And McGrath just look at the hand passing working for Westmeath, and Niamh Curtin comes in and denies Grayville a shot at the sticks. And again, the ball has been in play for it seems like an eternity now. Can someone grab a hold of it and make something happen with it? Again, Judith Mulcahy in good and hard for Limerick as Niamh Ryan gets one on the shins, but she's able to continue as she interlinks with Judith Mulcahy. Mulcahy dishes it off to Derval Egan to Caoimhe Costello, and Costello off the left. And Matt, that is a fantastic team score. I don't think we'll see better today, and if we do, I'm looking forward to seeing it. That is superb stuff by Limerick.
Absolutely superb score, and it started all the way back here with Niamh Ryan going back, winning the ball and picking out, and good use of the ball right up through the field, and Caoimhe Costello getting into the scoring position, a very, very important point. But before that, we had a very, very timely interception there when Pamela Grayville seemed certain to certainly put it over the bar at least. Good defending by Limerick.
Yeah, it was Niamh Curtin on that occasion with the hook, and Limerick were able to launch their attack, and they're looking for the latest one, and it's Sophie O'Callaghan. Referee says she wasn't fouled on that occasion despite the protestations of the Limerick players and subs. Niamh Curtin bats it down and she's able to get onto her own ball. Curtin to Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan rides a challenge but comes back towards Caoimhe Costello, and Costello decides not to have a pop at the sticks, and the ball finds its way across to Laura Doherty. Doherty with a bit of time, but probably too much time there, Matt. She was thinking a step ahead, and she actually spills the ball out over the line as Limerick's number 10 Sophie O'Callaghan gets to her feet. Picked up a bit of a knock there. But Limerick back to 3, Matt, and we would have been surprised, in the immediate aftermath of the goal, that we'd have said Limerick would be back to 3 in the early stages of the second half.
We certainly would, and Caoimhe Costello is going over now to launch this one in, and we saw one that she launched from a line ball in the first half, and it caused some considerable danger. Just wondering, does she fancy putting it between the sticks?
Yeah, well, she's taking her time making sure it's placed correctly, and Limerick with only maybe 2 players in close proximity to the goal, and it fizzes across there, doesn't find its way to the net or anything like that, but Westmeath instead are able to come away with it, hurley around the neck, and referee is deemed that Amy Cully is fouled, and they're going to Westmeath able to clear their lines. But a good start by Limerick, Matt. Much better than the start to the first half, it must be said.
Much more promising, and certainly embellished by that excellent score by Caoimhe Costello. Excellent team score, finished by Caoimhe Costello. I think Mary O'Callaghan has picked up a yellow card for her trouble in that sequence of play. So it's Fiona Keating to take the free and relieve the danger from now anyway for Westmeath.
Yeah, it's a yellow card there for Mary O'Callaghan. A dangerous enough tackle high around the neck as the Westmeath defender came out with it. But Limerick with an extra player in defence there, and this time it's Muireann Kramer, the joint captain. Great touch and a good clearance, but her forwards unable to gather the second ball. And again, a Westmeath shirt is first to that loose ball in around the middle third. And it finds its way to Sheila McGrath. Lovely ball inside, and Sheila McGrath's delivery is caught expertly by Megan Dowdall. And Matt, she does not need a second invitation. That is a superb score.
Absolutely superb the way she caught it, turned and straight over the bar. An excellent score by Megan Dowdall. But we did say right from the start that she was one of the danger women.
Yes, and Dowdall, it was picked up in the latter stages of the first half by Muireann Kramer, but Kramer just cut out of position. That's point. And the ball is fired off the post this time, the upper post, that is, from Megan Dowdall. Again, she's a busy forward, is Dowdall, and unlucky there not to add to her earlier point and not to make it a 5-point game, I should say, once again. And here's Pamela Gravel. 9 points, as Matt alluded to earlier, in last year's All-Ireland Intermediate Final. She's the assist this time, it would appear, and that's tucked inside the right-hand post, and it's Sheila McGrath on the score sheet, the St. Muna's forward, with a lovely, well-taken score. And it was Pamela Gravel heavily involved once again, showing her experience not to shoot on sight, find a teammate in a much better position, and Sheila McGrath was that teammate. And Sheila McGrath 2 in a row for Westmeath, Matt, and 5 points the margin again. Yeah,
5 points the margin, and certainly troubled times again for Limerick, and they have to find a response, and they have to find it quick. Now Orla Kelleher has won that ball very well, and she's bearing down goal. She takes a shot and it's blocked by Fiona Keating.
Bit of a block there as Kelleher struck the shot, and with Fiona Keating able to grasp it and clear her lines as Judith Mulcahy kicks the ball back towards Dervla Egan, and Egan is blocked down. Egan, of course, a forward for Limerick in the last few years, but finds herself a little bit further out the field than she's become accustomed to in the green shirt. And again, the ball is kicked, and Niamh Curtin of Limerick chasing it down, but it is 50-50 ball, and the ball goes towards Limerick for the line ball. And Limerick do look dangerous, Matt, when they get the ball towards Orla Kelleher. She's plenty of pace, unable to make it count that time.
Yeah, unable to make it count, but again, she works very, very, very hard. Now we have a battle here between
Dowdall and Kramer. There's two yellow helmets again. I'll keep alluding to Megan Dowdall. Can she? Well, the referee has indicated a free. I thought it was a good hook, in fairness, but I think he's a gesture that she was pushed also on the way down, and he's given a free in. It's just outside the parallel. It won't be a penalty, it will be a free in. And Muireann Kramer, well, she turns around to the umpires and she comes back to referee Justin Heffernan, and she's not happy with it. It looked like a very good hook, Matt.
It looked to be a very, very good hook from here. Now, Martin remonstrated with the referee there briefly, but as I say in these things, Tom, the referee was quite close to it.
Yeah, and a hell of a lot closer than us, it must be said. And he's also put Muireann Kramer into the book. That's the second yellow card for Limerick, and you'd really fancy Pamela Gravel to extend her side's lead here. And good chase, though, it must be said, by Kramer, albeit that she coughed up the free. There was certainly a goal opportunity there for Westmeath as the ball goes over the bar. Limerick going to make the first substitution of the game, and that is number 18, which is Ella Whelan. She's from Newcastle West, and she enters the fray. Just going to see who's coming off here, and it looks to be Dervla Egan who's coming off here. We're 39 minutes into this one. Dervla Egan heavily involved in that Limerick score early in the second half. I think she set it up. She's replaced by Ella Whelan. And Limerick also preparing another sub, Matt, and it looks like Karen Milan is going to be brought into the fray as well shortly. And the hurley is held there of Sophie O'Callaghan. Yeah, and just in front of us is we can see it looks to be Cara Milano from Killeedy, the county senior champions, will be coming in a couple of moments' time as Cueva Costello looks to rest the slide and get Limerick back on the score sheet.
Yeah, and Karen, you would expect would be coming in at this stage, and it'll be a defensive change, I would imagine. It may be that she's coming in full back, and that Maren Kramer may be going up into attack.
Yes, and that free goes short from Cueva Costello, but Limerick back on the chase again as Mary O'Callaghan gets a hold of possession. But again, Westmeath so tigerish in the tackle, they're just not letting Limerick have it easy. And it's number 12 this time, Sheila McGrath, who comes away with it. McGrath looking across to Aoife Doherty, her opposite corner, or half forward I should say. Again, another 50-50, and it's Westmeath short coming out with it, in a midfielder this time, and Myrne Scally just overcooks her pass. Miscommunication I think with Pamela inside there, and Marion Quaid can come away with it for Limerick. Quaid rides one challenge and just overcooks her pass towards the recently introduced Ella Whelan, and Westmeath leading by 6, and you just feel, Matt, another couple of scores here, Westmeath will be out of sight.
Yeah, actually, because time will suddenly become Limerick's enemy, but at the moment it's Westmeath that are on top and look more like extending the lead than Limerick do like closing the gap.
Yes, a 50-50 inside here, and Greville and Kramer battling hard for it. And it's Kramer who comes away with it. Very well done by Kramer. And in fairness, Matt, when there's a 50-50 ball there, she's not found wanting really all too often. She's very, very dominant, no matter who she's marking.
She is absolutely. She's now we have the introduction of Karen Monan, and as we rightly said, she's going in defence. I thought maybe that, that Maren Kramer might be pushed forward, but it looks to me as if it's
Noreen Lenihan
that's coming off.
Yes,
on this side of the field.
Noreen Lenihan is off, and Karen Milan is in. Difficult day for the Limerick defence, but they're still in this one. 6 points down. They're going to need a score. They're going to need really the next couple of scores, and Cueva Costello kicks it away. Westmeath, Westmeath 50-50 balls, they seem to love them. They're thriving on them around the middle, especially in the last maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
Absolutely, and thriving on the breaks as well, because they're getting all the breaks, but it's not they're getting them, they're making it happen.
Yes, Limerick coming away this time with Niamh Ryan to Cueva Costello. Costello goes looking inside for Cueva Lyons, and Cueva Lyons is judged to have been obstructed by Maeve Scally, and a tight angle, but albeit it's a free for Limerick and a chance, as Paul Sexton and his management team, they're just trying to G up their players, looking for a big 20 minutes, and this could be the start of it, Matt, if they can get a point here. Yeah,
they really, really need to get something to make some dent in that lead. 6 points is a huge lead, and we're coming up now to the second water break, so this is a very, very important free for Cueva Costello.
Yes, Cueva Costello on target in the first half. He won from play so far in the second half, but unable to add to that, and that's Limerick's first wide of the second half, if I'm not mistaken. 1-10-7 after 43 minutes of action here in Bruff.
That's an excellent catch.
Again, a superb catch and a well taken puck out by Fiona Keating. I'm not sure who the Westmeath player was, but in fact it was Sheila McGrath who caught it,
again.
And she dishes it back to, it comes across to Eva Doherty. The claps will tell you all you need to know. The claps that of the Westmeath contingent on the far side, they're happy with it, and Aoife Doherty is certainly happy with it. It's 1-11-7 now, and suddenly that margin, Matt, is back up to 7. It's double scores once again.
Double scores again. Aoife Doherty was player of the match in the recent Westmeath County final with Rahani. A very, very, very good player. So look, she's made it double scores. Cueva Costello, I think it's possibly within her range. She really needs to arrest the slide and get a score on the board for Limerick.
Yes, she does. Limerick with just 1 point to show for their efforts so far in the second half, as Costello is slightly wayward with this one. And I think Paul Sexton has decided that Niamh Ryan, from what I can tell from my just in front of me, Niamh Ryan is going to be on the free duty from here on in. It's just not really happening for Cueva Costello, albeit she got a couple in the first half, but Limerick need to be taking every opportunity available.
Yeah, Limerick have to get make everything count. it's just not Limerick's day. The ball took a deflection there out over the line. It's a line ball to Westmeath and an opportunity, and I think it's Pamela Greville is coming out to take it. It's an opportunity, to launch another attack.
Yes, and Pamela has soldiered with this Westmeath team for many seasons, and a great cut of a ball, but it's going to go across the face of goal, and Marion Quaid is there for Limerick, I think, and checks back and finds Laura O'Neill. Good work by O'Neill to clear her lines, but again, an old green shirt within anywhere near this possession, and an advantage play to Westmeath, and Westmeath will have another free.
Tom, the Westmeath handling is just absolutely impeccable, and how many times have we seen Westmeath players plucking the ball off the air, taking possession, primary possession at the first attempt, in contrast to Limerick, who so often have fumbled it. Like, that was an absolutely excellent catch.
Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly who Westmeath played, if they did play any challenge matches, but it seems to have stood to them whatever they've done in the lead up to this. Fragmented build-up, I'm sure, the same as every other county. And Fiona Keating, the captain for the day, unable to add to her earlier score. Limerick preparing Eva Butler, I think, to enter the fray in a couple of moments, and certainly going to need something from the bench, it seems, in this final 15 or so minutes. We're 15 and a half minutes into the second half. We're going to have a water break in a couple of moments, and again, Westmeath not letting Limerick away with possession easily, and that is probably why they're 7 points up. They've executed well up front, and they've been very tigerish in defence, as Miriam Scally up through the middle finds Sheila McGrath, and McGrath looking for Greville, but she's overcooked it for her. But indeed, Megan Dowdall is there again, and Dowdall is just fantastic forward, and again, no easy ball for Limerick. Limerick not able to come out with the ball easy under any circumstances, and the referee's going to have to throw this one in.
And meanwhile, I think Eva Butler, as you said, Tom, is getting ready. Has the referee blown for the water break?
Yeah, it looks like he has. And he's probably going to resume on a throw ball, and of course, slight variation in the rules that we've seen in hurling, in that the ball must go out for a puck out for the water break, but the referee is at his own discretion in Camogie allowed to decide when that is, and he's decided that after 16 or so minutes in the second half, we're going to have a water break.
Yeah, in the context of Limerick's championship bid, there's a huge 15 minutes coming up, Tom. They have a mountain to climb at this stage. 7 points down, and the unfortunate thing about it is they've only got 1 point in the second half. Now, it was an excellent score, probably the score of the match, but it only counts for 1 point, but it counts in the context of what we've seen. It counts for very, very little. Westmeath have added 4 points. They've added the last 4 points. So, Westmeath are in a very, very, very strong position at this stage. Now, Paul Sexton and his management team have a huge job of work down here on our right to rally that team. It'll be very, very much in contrast with what we see over on the far side with Paul Greville, with Johnny Greville and his Westmeath side. And all he will be saying is, girls, more of the same. Just keep it calm. Do what you're doing. Keep it going for another 15 minutes, and you'll have a first senior championship win.
Yes, and he'll be absolutely delighted with the first 45 minutes that has them in a very, very good position. 7 points to the good coming down the final stretch, and Westmeath, as we said at half time, have taken to this championship like a duck to water, and Limerick are the team in real trouble. Last year's quarter finalists, albeit a much changed Limerick side, as we discussed beforehand, but Paul Sexton, he's new man to the Limerick scene as well at Camogie level. He's going to need to get a tune out of him in the last few minutes. They're going to need, and they're definitely going to need the next couple of scores, Matt, as Westmeath emerge from their water break first.
It's a tune that'll have to go straight to number one, I think, Tom, because from what we've seen in the 15 minutes since half-time, the performance before half-time and hitting over 4 points in a row, having the deficit, gave grounds for real optimism in the second half. The point that Caoimhe Costello got immediately after half-time gave further reason for optimism. But suddenly Westmeath have changed all that. 4 points on the trot, 7 points clear going into the last quarter. For a team just promoted, for Johnny Greville and his girls, this is dreamland.
Yes, and we're going to resume when Justin Heffernan throws the ball in just up to our left hand side there, in around the Limerick, just outside the Limerick 20, and the ball is thrown in. We've 10 or 11 minutes of normal time plus what we've lost there at the water break and any other stoppages we may have along the way, so a big 15 minutes or so for both sides. And the ball is thrown, and in fairness to the referee from Wexford, he was on the spot, and Limerick can launch a much needed attack, and they're going to need to get some fruit from this as the ball falls to Sophie O'Callaghan. Again, as I said numerous times today, Westmeath do not give it easy in a ruck. The ball continues to move, and the referee is happy to let it play. Okay. And looks to be a free. It is a free to Westmeath. I wasn't sure exactly which way that was going, and I think it was Cuiva Costello, the guilty party. And a chance for another strike at goal, and Cuiva McCrossan is stepping over. No sign of Fiona Keating coming from the goal, so McCrossan is going to strike it herself. Doesn't look for her score, just looks to land it in Limerick territory, but a green shirt comes away with it, and this is now towards Ella Whelan, the substitute. Sorry, Karen Milan I should say. The ball comes across now to Sinead McNamara. Haven't seen too much of McNamara today, but a lovely low ball inside. And again, when the ball skips through a challenge, Limerick do not have the numbers, it seems, in the forwards at times, and it's always a Westmeath shirt available to map up the loose one. Limerick needs something here now. Driving up the middle, comes across here to Sophie O'Callaghan. Ooh, that's a big hit to the head there, and both players in a bit of trouble after that one. It's going to be a free into Limerick on the resumption, and I think it's is it Niamh Ryan for Limerick who shipped a heavy enough blow there, and Marion Scally is involved there for Westmeath. Both parties are on the ground for the time being, as Niamh Ryan is back to her feet.
Yeah, she's back on her feet, and will probably, it's a free to Limerick, and I'd say she will probably be on free taking duties. Limerick are putting in 2 subs at this stage.
Yeah, Katie Finn and Ava Butler are in. Katie, of course, as Matt alluded to, twin sister of Sean Finn, the Limerick senior hurler, and she's coming in and she's going straight inside to that inside forward line. And she's replaced Orla Kelleher, and just didn't really happen for Orla today. She was very busy, but just wasn't able to really stamp her mark on this second half in particular. But she's definitely a dangerous forward. We'll be seeing more of her, I'm sure, in the green shirt in the coming years. I'm not sure who else has come off, Matt.
I'm just trying to figure out who has come off for Eva Butler. Has anybody come off yet?
We'll confirm that once we know it. And Niamh Ryan back to her feet, back to close to full health. Niamh Ryan, she strikes the free, and Limerick are back on the score sheet. Their first score since the early stages of the second half, and it's their 8 point, back to I suppose a 2-score game, but it is still 6 points. It's 8 points to 111 with 22 minutes of the second half played, as Fiona Keating looks to get Westmeath back into Limerick territory and try and see out this win, and get Westmeath, it's already been a historic day, get them a win to go with that. Westmeath low ball in towards Megan Dowdall, and Dowdall again, she finds it to hand. She's really is a defender's nightmare, pace and ability to get the ball to hand, as Limerick do stop her on this occasion, as Judith Mulcahy puts it under Hurley. We've seen this a few times today. A lovely interlink with Niamh Curtin, and Curtin goes long towards the substitute, that is Katie Finn, and Finn gets it to hand. Finn is just dispossessed there, but again able to rise her ball, and Finn overcooks the ball, and Westmeath with all the numbers, it seems, Matt, in their full back line. Limerick probably need to just try and shove up an extra couple of forwards.
They really need to press forward at this stage. We're still trying to figure out who went off for Eva Butler. Certainly somebody has gone off, because the numbers aren't out there, but we're just trying to figure it out. Eva certainly came on. I'm pretty sure we saw her definitely going in.
Yes, as Lorraine McCarthy has also been prepared by Limerick to our right hand side. I think that could be the final roll of the dice really for Limerick, and as Fiona Keating, the goalkeeper, she clears her lines, and
it is Eva Butler that's under it over there on the far side.
She's beaten to this ball. The ball is going to go short. Laura O'Neill, good hands by Laura O'Neill, and eludes the tackle, and finds Marion Quaid with the hand pass, and Sophie O'Callaghan. Ball finally going to hand for Limerick, but this one, it just eludes Judith Mulcahy, and again a Westmeath shirt within 0.1 of a second, it seems, are straight on the case, and Marion Quaid now this time comes out though for Limerick. She has advantage. Advantage has been played, and Niamh Ryan gets it to hand. Ryan, the hand pass just a little bit high, but Sophie O'Callaghan adjusts, and the ball goes inside. It's Caoimhe Costello going forward for Limerick. Costello, just about, I can struggle to see the line, but keeps it in play, gets it to hand. Costello, and she goes back towards Judith Mulcahy. Mulcahy to hand. She's been willing runner on occasions when she got the ball today. Again, dispossessed, clean and fair, says the referee. And again, now Westmeath with plenty of bodies back. Make it 11 inside their own 45, but one of them is judged to have fouled, and it looks to be the full-back, Maeve Scally, is judged to have fouled the Limerick player, and referee is calling in I think it's a Westmeath player, not happy maybe with something that was said or something that happened there on the way out. I think it was actually the foul on Marion Quaid who was coming out. And good refereeing there, Matthew. He doesn't just because the advantage was played doesn't mean there wasn't a foul in there, and he's gone back to have a word with the Westmeath player.
Yeah, I think that's good refereeing. They left the play go on and went back and dealt with the matter. Meanwhile, Lorraine McCarthy has come into the game and has replaced Mary O'Callaghan.
Yes, so Bruff replacing Bruff as Lorraine McCarthy enters the fray. Limerick desperately need this one to go over, and it has indeed. It's Niamh Ryan's free. 25.5 minutes gone in the second half, and Limerick with 2 in a row, back to 5 points. They're just going to keep that scoreboard ticking another couple of scores, and they'd probably put a bit of pressure on Westmeath, who have been, I suppose, more or less comfortable in this game. They've had their noses in front right from the start. So a bit of pressure on Westmeath would be what Limerick are looking for in this last few minutes.
Absolutely, and really what we're into the territory now of Limerick needing a goal and needing it very, very quickly. It's all right to be picking off the points. Here's an opportunity for Westmeath, and it goes harmlessly wide. We're certainly into goal time territory, Tom. I think I see it very hard for Limerick to save this game without a goal.
Yeah, they're going to need 5 more unanswered, and Westmeath still posing plenty of threat up front themselves as Niamh Ryan, buoyed by those 2 frees, she slatted over, wins possessions. Sophie O'Callaghan. And the hurley seemed to have been played there. Referee happy enough to let it go. He's let it go on a number of occasions today. Judith Mulcahy plays it inside to Caoimhe Costello, who's gone inside in the last couple of minutes, back to her familiar corner forward position. And Caoimhe Costello, she's just tucked that inside the post. A much needed score, and we're back to a 4-point game, 3 in a row now for Limerick. Caoimhe Costello with she's a point from play. 3 points from play now. I make it 1 in the first half and 2 more now in the second half. And in fairness to Caoimhe, she was asked to do a lot at midfield earlier in the game, but she is very much an inside forward on her day. She's a dangerous forward, and she showed it there.
There we see it again, Tom. An excellent catch of the puck out by Westmeath player out in the centre of the field. I think it was Aoife Balfe actually that got it. And here we are, Westmeath in a position of some danger again.
Yeah, number 10, that is Aoife Doherty. And Doherty is judged to have overcarried the ball. It's the first time all day I think a player has been judged to have overcarried the ball. She was looking for a free, and the referee deems it to have been overcarried. And another free for Limerick. You just would have seen Marion Quaid there taking a free from her hand. That's of course the new rule, and again something similar there from Sophie O'Callaghan. As Westmeath's defence on top once again. They're able to come out with the ball. That is Amy Cully, and Cully goes long, and Westmeath looking to re-extend that lead. 4 points is a decent lead at this point, but they'll be looking to put it back to 5 and 6 if they can. Niamh Curtin though comes out with it for Limerick, and Curtin looks for the substitute, that is Ella Whelan, and a free is given against Limerick for a push in the back. And Matt, every time you give away a free at this point, you're just giving your opposition time to breathe, just think about what they're doing, and of course clear their lines.
Absolutely, and I think Westmeath they've come into the territory now of just seeing out the game at this point, and they're in an attacking position as well. They'll want to have the ball for the remaining few minutes, whatever few minutes is left. And meanwhile, Judith Mulcahy is about to raise the siege. A Limerick goal. It's a free to Limerick. this is an opportunity to launch in an attack. What a Limerick goal would do at this stage, it would give us a very, very exciting last couple of minutes, because we're practically heading up for the 30 minutes, Tom.
Yeah, I think we're 29 on the button, Matt.
Yeah.
And of course, we would have a couple of extra due to the second half water break. So at least I'd say 3 or 4. We did have 6 extra in the first half or thereabouts. So Limerick will be hoping for similar in the second half. But we haven't had too many stoppages, as again a maroon shirt comes away with it, and Westmeath clear their lines, and it's into the familiar side of Megan Dowdall. And Dowdall, well, she would seem to have been fouled by Kramer, and a combination of Kramer and Sinead McNamara, and it's going to be Westmeath haven't had too many chances in the last maybe 10 minutes or so, Matt. An ideal opportunity for them to re-extend that lead through Pamela Greville.
This is a double whammy now, really, for Limerick, in that it affords Westmeath an opportunity to put 5 points between the sides. It also affords them an opportunity to wind down those precious seconds that are remaining.
Yes, and Pamela Greville can take it. And one umpire puts up the hand, and the other one's going to put up the flag, because Pamela Greville has added the 12th point for her side, 112 now to 10, and it's 5 points. Again, Limerick definitely need that goal that Matt has been talking about. They haven't looked like threatening the goal of Fiona Keating, bar one minor incident in the first half, and it looks to be Westmeath who are going to add to that lead, and the ball is sent high and it is sent wide. Well, you'd have fancied her from that angle, but in fairness, good pressure by the Limerick defence, and the ball finds its way right and wide. It
really needed pressure there, Tom, because there was imminent danger there of a possible second Westmeath goal. The chance was just opened up there for a brief second.
Yeah, the ball has gone inside again to Megan Dowdall. She has just been immense every time the ball has come in there, and Dowdall does not need too much space to have a shot at the sticks. Well, she probably needed a little bit more on that occasion. She's just sent it wide, but again, it's pinning Limerick back, and it's taken precious seconds off the clock. We're now a minute over. 61 minutes on the clock here in Bruff, and the ball goes long. Again, Limerick unable to get hold of primary possession and indeed secondary possession, as Westmeath look towards the experienced point scorer, the experienced forward, that is Pamela Dowdall, or Pamela Greville, I should say. And Pamela switches play across, and it looks to be all Westmeath now in the last couple of minutes. Limerick really, really needs something to fall their way, and Niamh Curtin is in there for Limerick, and Curtin unable to get it to hand, and eventually finds a Limerick shirt, and this is Sophie O'Callaghan. Can she launch an attack? She can. She goes long towards Katie Finn, and again it's a 50-50 ball, not what Limerick are looking for at this stage, and the advantage is coming for Limerick, and they're going to have a free. And I think, Matt, they're going to have to just drop this in around the house. They haven't had enough opportunities to say that they need to take a point and take their chances at a goal. They're going to probably need to go for it at this point.
Yeah, time is Limerick's main enemy at this stage, and Caoimhe Costello is coming out to take it. So you just wonder what the strategy is. Is it to drop it right into the goal mouth? Because I think it's the option at this stage.
Yes, 5 points, the margin. Desperately needing a green flag. And she kind of tentatively enough went for the goal, and just looked to send it in low, and it finds its way over the crossbar. Caoimhe Costello with another point for Limerick, but they're going to need something special now in this stoppage time. They're back to 4 points, and we're going to see, can Limerick win a Westmeath puck out? Westmeath have been dominant on their own puck outs, as Matt alluded to. Always a Westmeath hand underneath it. This time it's a Limerick hurley that breaks it. And again, Limerick fighting right to the bitter end here, and Caoimhe Costello got that point a second ago. She looks inside towards that is Caoimhe Lyons, and Lyons finds it now. Judith Mulcahy, can she take the charge to Westmeath? Mulcahy fires a goal. Mulcahy, good save by Fiona Keating, straight at her, but it did need saving, and again her teammates there to help her out and get the ball cleared, and that could be that from a Limerick point of view. And Limerick, just with fairness to them, not giving up. Good play by Westmeath to carry the ball out of the defence, with referee happy enough to let it go. 4 points, that would have made it a one-score game, Matt. A very good save by Fiona Keating. Came through a couple of bodies and denying Judith Mulcahy an elusive goal. Yeah,
a very, very good save. I know it was probably struck at her. It was probably ideal from a goalkeeper's point of view, but it possibly was Limerick's last chance of salvation. Here we have Limerick launching another attack now.
Yeah, but again, as I've said so many times, there's 3 or 4 maroon shirts, and one of them is coming out with it, and the ball finds its way to Sarah King. King can clear her lines, as Limerick, they clocked most definitely their enemy now, and indeed the scoreboard. 4 points down in this round 1 of the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Camogie Championship, and brought to you by Stream Sport. The ball finds its way to a green shirt. They're going to need to get it in around the goal mouth. Ella Whelan carries it, and Whelan can deliver it. And the ball eludes Niamh Ryan. She hits the deck, and Caoimhe Costello doesn't give it up. But again, there is 5 maroon shirts there. One of them comes away with it. That is Maeve Scally. And Niamh Curtin now has joined the attack for Limerick. But again, Westmeath giving Limerick nothing easy. The ball finds its way out over play, and Westmeath can clear their lines with this line ball. We must commend the Westmeath defence, Matt. They have not given Limerick an inch over the hour, really and truly. I mean, a number of occasions maybe, but I mean, the vast majority of the time, Limerick have had no time to think on the ball, and that is probably the difference in the two sides. It is
the main difference, and we alluded to it in the first half when the ball was coming out all too easy, and like the Westmeath are seeing the game out all too easy at the moment. No real pressure, apart maybe from that snapshot there from Judith Mulcahy a few minutes ago. That Fiona Keating hasn't been troubled. Here's a chance to launch another attack now. It's Sinead McNamara cutting right down through the middle, drops the ball, and Westmeath pick it up, and they come away again with it, and about to clear their lines.
Yeah, the referee has a glance at his watch. He's going to let the play continue for a little bit longer, and an advantage coming for Westmeath. I think that Westmeath are probably going to get their first victory at senior level. It is their first game at senior level. They've carried on their momentum, Matt, and you've alluded to it as well. Winning games, you just can't beat that winning feeling. Westmeath are used to it in the lower grades, and now they seem to have carried it up to senior.
Yeah, they have brought it with them. This has been an impressive performance from Westmeath. Like we just have to, you have to acknowledge, like, it's their first game at senior level, complete new territory for them. But by God, have they settled down? This will give them great confidence going into their games with Waterford and Kilkenny going forward. Like, and in contrast, like it's Limerick that will have the worries of having to travel to Waterford in the next round and then travel to Kilkenny. So
and Caoimhe Costello
gets a point.
Brings it back to a one-score game. Well, will we have time for that one more score? It's one goal in it now, 12 points to 112. Westmeath will be in no rush to take it. Fiona Keating.
I think he's about to call it. If I get it right, I'd say he's going to call it from this puck out. I think he's looking for the ball. Yeah, there is the full-time whistle here in Brough.
Westmeath have beaten Limerick on a scoreline of 1 goal and 12 to 12 points. The crucial goal coming from Denise McGrath late in the first half, and that proves to be the difference between the sides. We were just saying it there, Matt. A fantastic start to life in senior camogie for Westmeath. In fairness, it was a deserved victory. They were impressive. They were straight out of the blocks. That laid the foundation. And in the second half as well, they were fast out of the blocks. They kept the scoreboard ticking over at crucial periods.
They did. If you just came in here today and were told that one of these teams were in their 7th year at senior level and the other was in the first, I think you would have identified Limerick as being the one that was playing in the senior championship for the first time. Like the way Westmeath, in their first game at senior level, and we're being repetitive and probably boring by keeping saying it, but like it is facts that the way in which they performed, the way in which they adjusted to life at senior level. We did say all right at the start, like that there was a winning momentum, and when there's a winning momentum, there's a winning mentality, and we saw it there. That everything that Limerick threw at them, they had the answers, and like they won by a goal in the finish, and it was as comfortable a goal win as you could get. I think you would agree, Tom. It was a very, very comfortable goal win. It rarely, Tom, in this second half, apart from when Caoimhe Costello got the point immediately after half time, did it look like anything other than a victory for Westmeath?
Yeah, Westmeath. So off the mark in this Liberty Insurance Senior Camogie Championship. Meetings of Limerick and Waterford to come in the next round, and Limerick and Kilkenny in the final round. And of course, Matt, two stern tests for both sides. You know, out of here today, Westmeath are going to be facing Kilkenny, All-Ireland finalists last season, and Limerick going to be facing Waterford, who have been their side most certainly on the up as well. So it doesn't get any easier for both sides.
No, it doesn't get any easier. But like, there's an absolute huge job of work facing Paul Sexton. All right, we flagged at the outset the number of changes that there were from this time 12 months, and like that there has to be a bit of a settling down period for girls. But there's a huge job of work facing, and two massive games facing Limerick, away to Waterford and away to Kilkenny to salvage their season. And one thing that we do know that is that the performance level, Tom, will have to be much better, because certainly Limerick got themselves right back into the game with those 4 points before half time. Caoimhe Costello appeared to be, it was more of the same early in the second half. At that point, the margin was down to 3. It was then we saw Westmeath come up a level again. And really they were very, very, very alarmingly comfortable winners from a Limerick point of view. And as I said, it was an easy goal win, if there's such a thing. You say when you win a game by a goal that there might be an element of luck and that it was a close game. I think that the scoreline it doesn't fully reflect what we saw happening in the pitch, not just in the second half, but over the hour.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for joining us here in Bruff. I've been Tom Clancy and he's been Matt O'Callaghan, and a win here for Westmeath on a scoreline of 1 goal and 12 points to Limerick's 12 points.